So some Canadian news here before I get started. Tim Hortons switched their egg patty from processed eggs to whole eggs, and some people are pissed about it. They find the egg rubbery and gross. Well, I'm telling you, the eggs I'm using for this recipe are gonna be delicious, creamy, and you're gonna love it. So how about you try this recipe instead?
Let's get on to making our very own homemade breakfast sandwich. I'm sure all of you have had it at some point from McDonald's, Tim Hortons, or any of your favorite breakfast places, but this is going to be something special. I'm going to start off with some bacon. I'm cooking this from frozen. I usually individually roll these up so they stay nice and pink and they don't turn brown in the fridge. And then put the bacon in a cold pan, bring that up to a heat, and eventually roll right out and then cook it to your preferred level of doneness.
Now once your bacon is ready, just set that aside on a piece of paper towel and just mop up any excess grease.
And on the same pan, add in the sausage, which I showed you how to make in the previous video. I flipped that one on the right because it's kind of looking like a, so I turned it to show the better side because it was in a parchment paper which left kind of an imprint on it. But basically you want to get that up to a heat as well and really get that nicely golden brown on each side. I find that to get that nicely golden brown, when it's thin like this, you want to cook it on medium-high heat or at least a high temperature to get that nice sear without drying out your patty. And that just looks perfect to me. That's a perfect crispy golden brown and arguably a little better than what you're gonna get at your fast food place, because usually in those places the sausage and eggs are pre-made. Now clean up that pan and we'll start assembling our sandwich and preparing the egg. I have a really neat trick on how to do egg the right way. So here I have a silicone egg ring or egg mold. Just add a bit of butter right in there and then crack a whole egg right there. No need to whip it up. So season it pretty quickly. And what we're trying to do here is, because the whites, when they go out of the egg, they're much thinner, we'll cook that out first. Then once that starts to get solid, we'll whisk it up almost like making scrambled eggs and incorporate the yellow with the white. And because the white has already cooked more than halfway, there's not much to cook. And this is really gonna cut down the time if you had to do the same thing after you whip the entire egg and you're trying to cook the whole egg at the same time. Now while that egg is finishing up, we can heat up our English muffins. You can do it on a toaster oven, or just on the pan just like I'm doing. And we just wanna make sure that most of that egg is solid before we lift up that mold. Just around here, you can see it's still a bit wet on the top. I'm just gonna flip that and it's gonna be perfect. Nice. And this egg, I'm telling you, is gonna be so nice and creamy.
Now what's really funny about this whole Tim Hortons and their egg controversy is McDonald's is roasting them because they've been using whole fresh eggs since 1976. And I have had the McDonald's breakfast sandwich and I didn't really enjoy the egg, so Timmy's must be doing something right, but can't be a bad step to go towards actual food rather than processed food, right? Like 5,000 people have put a petition on change.org to get the processed egg back, but I just think that's silly. Like maybe they should just make the eggs better. Maybe they should look at my recipe.
Buns are lightly toasted, just warmed enough, and I'm just gonna add my egg right on that bottom bun and then top it with my cheese. Now I broke that cheddar slice in half just to make sure that it doesn't overflow outside of the sandwich, and then top it with the nice side of your sausage. Fold up and curl up that bacon to fit that sandwich. By the way, that is looking amazing. That's just amazing. You won't get that at your fast food place, would you? Alright, now put that right in there, close that sandwich, and then you can eat this right away or you can just let this lightly warm on that pan to let that cheese melt even further. What's really cool about this is if you have a large enough pan, or if you have some extra time, you can make a bunch of these sandwiches and then wrap them up in parchment paper and then toss that in a freezer safe bag in the freezer, or just store them in the fridge. And then the next morning, all you have to do is microwave this for about a minute, minute and a half, and you'll have a perfect warm breakfast sandwich ready for you. And I promise it's gonna be as good as your fast food place.
And it's gonna cost you under $2 per sandwich, compared to about $5 or something from Tim Hortons. I don't remember the exact number, it's been a long time, but that was my go-to breakfast in university. So I hope I got you guys excited for breakfast, and if you are planning to make this, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to see pictures. Tag me on all my social media. I'll link those right down there, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So if you want more videos just like this, be sure to hit subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.